that you have available. This is what she does, but as a force for good instead of as a force for evil, which is what she's forced to do when she's on our show.
I examined, there's various layers, right?
Sometimes it's a force for nothing.
According to my research, the size of the rock that he had delivered is probably appropriate for a base layer. And that'd be it. Anything higher, and you're going to want something a lot smaller. They're very huge. You don't want horses stepping on those things.
Yeah.
So what he's really doing
What's
is
up,
building a
Scapers?
paddock.
I'm
He's
sick.
not repairing one. He's starting
I'm not
from
gonna
the
talk
base
a lot.
layer. And I feel like they should have known
We're
that
listening to a
because they're
podcast.
plumbers.
It's the God Awful Movies podcast.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he called a plumber to ask if turning it on.
That's true.
Doesn't
Growl
not
guy.
turning it on to turn it on.
Far too large of rocks.
But now it's time to meet my favorite character in the movie, Abby.
My favorite person.
Possibly ever. Yeah.
It's a great acting performance.
Yeah. So we see someone put themselves in the room with the donkeys, and they're holding a rusty sickle. Right, we're setting up for a horror scene.
Scraping it up on someone else's property.
Yeah, she does
totally
a lot of
appropriate.
scraping with this sickle,
Respectful.
and then the girls find her, and it is Abby, who is, I'm gonna say, the girl's friend from school. What do you guys?
Oh, I think this is another
older
sister.
sister, right?
This is the
Yeah,
older
no.
sister. Yeah.
I don't know that she's blood related, though.
No, she just got the dad's genetics more than her mom's. You can tell.
I'm pretty sure we've seen her in other Wright family movies, and she's one of the sisters in
But
real
you
life.
don't think she's adopted?
She has the mom's exact mouth, but the dad's exact shape.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
There's 3 Wright children?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We made a discovery
blown
that
away.
you guys didn't. I just assumed.
Yeah.
So I don't have whatever your history is, so I was like, oh, there's a third one. And
Oh, no,
that's
your
the
assumption is
girl.
definitely correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Here, let me click on the
Interesting.
cast.
Hey guys,
on
I'm sorry that
Amazon.
Oh yeah, get on the cast on
Yeah,
Amazon.
Scout Wright.
I was
What do you
about to
think?
say
They
Dana Wright.
hired a separate actor for this?
That's
Absolutely
what I
not.
think. I thought they had.
All right, here, I'm going to tell you. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, Jana Wright portrays Abby.
Yes.
Here's what she's known for, and we'll see if you've seen any
The
of these.
Rapture Diaries.
I dare you to mess with a kid's panda at Christmas. What? Boxes and blessings.
Sorry, let me write
The
all of these
badge,
down.
the Bible, and Bigfoot.
We've done that one.
Obviously, the one that began it all.
Well, then you know her. You know the
Thank
work
you.
of Jana Wright, Eli.
Exactly.
How dare this Jana
here's the
Wright
thing.
erasure
I
is
don't
not
remember.
acceptable.
I don't remember children because I can't make fun of their physical appearance.
Oh,
when they
that's fair.
age into me being able to make fun of their physical appearance, as she has done in this film.
In Jesus' name, that sounds like
We
one
also
you
did
have
that
to
one,
go.
yeah.
we saw
So
that
you've
one.
also seen her in that somewhere.
Correct.
But again, I have to wipe them from my memory until I'm allowed to make fun of their physical appearance. It's
Love
my working
is
process.
Patient, love cast out all fear. Yeah, you know
Wow,
Jana
what a
Wright.
resume.
Yeah.
Prolific.
Well, anyways, we see her in this film. They have decided to give her black eye makeup under the eyes.
They had Phoebe do her
No,
makeup.
this
yeah.
is
Yes.
like when I went to sleepovers as a kid and we pretended we were in the craft and just try and be spooky and we would try and levitate each other. Yeah, this is what.
Right.
God.
But
Did me
also,
up.
maybe you were playing center field on a sunny day on a baseball team.
I was gonna say, it does.
Yeah.
It
And
does
also
vary
maybe you're
from.
related to a raccoon. Yeah.
Yeah, it does vary from raccoon to football player to Justin Trudeau's photo he wishes you would forget about. It
Yeah.
really goes back and forth in this film.
Gets way too close.
Yeah, but yeah, this is Abby. She was the girl who helped Grandpa out on the farm, and she talks spooky, right? The point is she talks
She's
spooky,
spooky,
but
yeah.
none of them can act or emote, so she just talks slightly more monotone than the other people in this film.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of variables to work with in terms of delivery. You know, there's not a whole lot to. She's like, all right, well, you sound exactly like all of us because we're all this exact thing. Maybe put a little more space in your sentences. Okay.
There you go.
That's it. We'll call it character. And we painted your face weirdly, and that's it.
Yeah. And then the next day, Dad meets her, right? So the girls meet her, and then the next day, Dad meets her. And she's just the entire time they're talking, scraping the side back and forth along the wall.
She will not stop playing with this
Nope.
prop scythe, but it is a very real rusty scythe that they have on set.
It is rusty, but you know what's more scary is like a sharp one of those. You know, the
guess,
rusty,
yeah.
totally dull sickle is like, okay, I'm not to
Just tetanus.
polish that up, and yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's important safety concern then.
So this scene ends with Dad just saying like, "Hey Abby, thanks for doing work on the farm for us. Just be careful with the scythe that you got." And then she improvises thing and she scratches the back of her head. bad with this. She's like, I'll be careful with the, ow, fuck. And they have to cut, and that's the end of the scene. It's the
That
best.
is the end of the scene. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Clearly hurt herself with a scythe in real life. So we're gonna take a quick break and let her get a Band-Aid or something much larger. I don't know, a bunch of Neosporin.
Tetanus shot.
Yeah, and a tetanus shot. And then we'll be back with more Hillock Haunting.
I'm telling you, donkeys are spiritual. They know things, and they can sense when something is amiss. Trust the donkeys.
Trust the donkeys. You say so.
Hey,
Oh, hey, donkey.
namaste.
Say namaste.
I said hi.
Yeah, but he said namaste.
Namaste, donkey. Oh, it feels appropriative.
Do you want to get rid of the ghost or not?
Anyway, I was wondering if you could help me with ghost or demon thing.
Yes, I can help you.
Oh, great.
A reading starts at $45.
45 bucks?
For the reading. And that does not include crystals or charms.
I need to buy a crystal?
Crystals, plural. You're gonna need a lot, I can tell. Even though the reading hasn't started yet.
Wow, a free preview. He never does those.
Okay.
And we're back. When we left off, Abby had lost a good deal of blood doing that space work with the scythe. It went very badly, assuming they had to, like, pause production.
Opening arguments.
Opening Arguments is the name of a podcast. Everybody should check it out.
Wow.
And now the sisters...
Good luck editing that out, Noah or whoever.
The sisters are having a meeting about the obviously evil person who carries around a weapon all the time and works at their farm.
But also does all the work.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you do around here? And she's like, well, I feed the animals, I repair the she like makes a point of saying all the
clean
stuff they
everything.
already did. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you don't have a job anymore? Or they do? Yeah.
It's
so,
confusing.
anyway, redundant. Somebody's redundant is what I'm
Right.
saying.
I think what they're saying is they need someone to pledge $300 a month. That is what they're saying. Take their favorite donkey.
If only we had more donkeys to take care of.
I don't like that they have other interests. It's not part of the game. This is like when someone was in a volleyball league with David A.R. White, and I was like, what's he like? And they were like, he's nice. And I was like, no, he's
No,
not.
yeah, it's not acceptable.
Fuck you. Anyway, so now it's time for another haunting. This is one of the most intense ones in the movie. We get some fast motion camera, some doorknob wiggling, and then...
Okay.
Doorknob clattering again. By the
Yeah,
way.
clattering. We also get my favorite closed captioning moment from YouTube anyway. It says, suspenseful musical music.
You tell me that's auto-generated. You tell me what auto-generator on God's green earth auto-generated suspenseful musical music. Right. So we cut straight from there to one of those weird Cracker Barrel signs.
Oh, yeah,
You
so
ever
funny.
go to Cracker Barrel and you're like, who buys it? Ashley Wright, that's who buys it. Yeah. And the sign says, keep the gate closed no matter what the donkeys tell you.
Hilarious.
We're going to talk to Abby again. Abby will,
Of course.
throughout the movie, reveal everything she knows, which I should point out is a lot, but she's going to reveal it like piece by piece, second by second.
Yeah, I think it's worth playing this. This is more gold out of the best actress in the film.
Take us there, Thomas. Take us
One
there.
of the rights. I don't remember her name.
Jaina.
I've got like 300 and I haven't even got one yet.
Do you always carry that blade? There's something strange about this property, and this makes me feel safe. Your grandfather chose donkeys to keep him protected, while I chose something a little more practical. Safe from what? Ghost? More like the feeling of always being watched. Goosebumps on your arms, the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and the cold, crushing feeling of death all
Hey,
over
Chris,
you.
can you not hammer in the background? We're trying to do a horror movie.
Haunt you. They want to kill you.
And it's a performance.
Ghosts? I don't think so. Come on, I'll show you my farm routine.
Ghosts? I don't think so. Come on, I'll show you my farm routine.
Yeah.
This is why I love this film, because my mind, the abstract places my mind went. where you're like, what's more practical in your protection against ghosts? A donkey or a scythe? I don't, this is the best SAT question ever.
I know,
What's more practical, a donkey or a scythe against ghosts? I love it. I want to get, like, really high and ponder that for, like, a year. Like, can I do just some mushrooms and just, like, think about that question?
Yeah, do a Terrence McNally dose in the desert. Yeah.
These people just output this like it's nothing to them. They just spit out these gems of weirdness, and it's like they don't even recognize it.
I did end up going on a journey with this too, because I was like,
To find which
why
is more
donkeys?
practical against
Are they
ghosts?
good protectors?
Just Lydia
Yeah.
walking around a haunted house with a donkey. This is practical. Just give me a second. The donkey's not coming with me. Hold on.
Types into Google, who would win in a fight, a donkey or a ghost?
No, but I ended up on CaliforniaPsychics.com, so a very reputable source. And donkeys
That's left-wing psychics, though.
they are considered spirit/totem animals. Not my words, California Psychics words. Yeah, they say they have intuitive powers that keep them out of danger's way.
Well, spoilers for later in the movie. Wow.
So they can see into the spirit realm.
Well, just saying, maybe Grandpa had some smart ideas. That's
Has some
all.
points.
Yeah.
Maybe, do you think that's why the rights rescue them? Is that they see, like, how many gay people we're letting get married, and they're like, we need the donkeys now more than
The
ever.
ratio, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very practical still, though. Like, okay,
Yeah.
they can see into the spirit realm, so you have a donkey with you at all times, and the donkey's just like, this is demon. Now what do you do?
Hey, not for nothing. The grandpa died around
Around
copious
Yeah, a
donkeys.
donkey was like, there's a demon, and he was like, I'm dead. So
Lots of
thanks.
donkeys.
Like
the
14.
grandpa
We
had a
warned him.
painting of a donkey.
We did our part.
He didn't listen. He had a wallet with like he had donkey. He had everything donkey and still got killed.
What would you say you do here, donkey?
Oh my god, I still haven't got a pearl.
I'm just a warning vessel. Look, if you get 80
I'm supposed to be 1 in 75 to 100.
Cops, okay, don't put this on me.
This is impractical.
You're impractical. Try a scythe next time.
I will.
Okay, so now it's time for more exposition because it's another scene, and they literally open this scene by being like, "Hey, the thing you said 3 seconds ago, can we talk about that more?" And she's like, "Yes. Your grandfather uncovered things on this property." And I wrote in my notes as a joke, do we have to wait until the next animal before you tell us what the fuck that means? But they do. That is what happens next in the movie.
I love that they leave the last scene and then walk back into the same exact spot to continue a conversation for this scene. The right family style is the best. They think you have to physically exit and physically enter every scene. It's the best.
Yeah,
Yes.
no one's ever doing anything else when a scene starts. It's always like, hey, we are starting existence right now in this moment.
If you have memento disease, the right family films are made for you.
Also, I know Abby probably works very hard.
Oh my God.
However, these are the stupidest instructions.
Oh, I finally got a
in the entire
pearl.
world. She's like,
Damn,
I'm going to show you
it
how
took
to
a
feed
while.
donkeys. 1 scoop in the morning, 1 scoop at night. And that's it. Wow. Wow.
I feel like that could have been a text.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm writing this down. It's
I gotta memorize this.
Also, it
total.
wasn't a whole scoop, so I'm just saying Abby's not even doing her job, so.
She's starving the donkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're too hungry to defend the grandpa.
Grandpa.
This is where Abby fills us in on the kind of information that only CaliforniaPsychics.com usually could. That donkeys are very spiritual animals, and I immediately were picturing like the animals as all the friends of my wife that I hate who are like,
Yeah, they have a lot of crystals.
oh, he's such a Libra. Okay, donkeys. So now they move to the next animal, or as Heath have it in his notes, they leave and come back again.
Yeah, yeah. For I think the 3rd time
Yeah.
that they're doing that.
And they're like, okay, so what do you do about the ghosts? And she explains, please correct me if I'm wrong here, that she just kind of accepts the ghosts as a shitty coworker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is how I imagine everyone talks about me in podcasting. Is like, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, it gets very real for a second where they're like, wow, what do you do? She's like, well, unions aren't very strong in this country anymore. And OSHA doesn't listen to my complaints. So I think I'll probably die one day. I don't know. I'm going to just keep doing my job because I don't have health insurance.
I've got this scythe.
So
Oh, no.
yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully it doesn't like the size.
Sense of consequences, you know.
I'm still supporting Trump though, because I think Trump's really gonna get things going.
I just don't trust Kamala, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm literally dying of whiteness, is what she's
I'm dying of my own ignorance, yeah. She just starts to cut her own head off with the side.
Oh my god, we're coming up with
I blame trans children.
we're coming up to mine and Lydia's favorite. Second favorite, I don't know, hard. Small books is close. These are the two things
Hey, small books.
that we have been saying all day. Hey, small books. It's the best.
Take us there, Smith. What happens next?
So first we have Abby runs and attacks a rat with a scythe, which is the stupidest.
But she doesn't because it's just dirty. They show the rat,
Yeah.
and it's just like a dead rat with some dirt
The
on
rat
it.
was
Yeah.
coincidentally killed by a cat, and they're like, let's use this.
Zero blood.
It is very important that we clarify. The Wrights found a dead rat on their property and were like, we should put this in the movie.
We can use this. Yeah. Wow, what a great bit
If
of
you
filmmaking.
find a dead rat on your property and you think, hey, this should be part of my job, you should start your life over from the beginning. You should dress up as a baby and hope someone just raises you from the start again. That's my thought.
I feel like there's, 8 hours of cutscenes where Abby was trying to kill a live rat with a scythe, and then they
No
found this
question.
rat, and they were like, oh my god, thank
Because
God.
they're
Right.
sitting there eating their crafty,
This is good.
aka the pizza they were allowed to order as payment for this movie, right? And they were like, hey, Jamie, you could kill a rat, right? And she was like, sure could. I'm getting pretty good with this side. 4 days later, they gave up.
Yeah.
Like Quentin Tarantino and Django Unchained.
Do you have any idea how hard it would be to kill a rat with a little hand type? It's not the big like that the Grim Reaper has either. It's like
Thomas, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
it's amazing. It's
With
it's
the Wright
just
family?
It's impractical. I'd rather try to kill a rat with a
They
donkey.
call the exterminator. Could a rat have died without me fighting it?
Yes. Exactly. So this is where Abby is going to give some more exposition to Dad this time. She explains that Grandpa found a human skull while he was digging the well.
Okay, so after that pointless scene that I forgot about that's so dumb where she hits nothing with her
Whatever.
scythe and then whatever. Now the girls have to debrief the dad. And they discover here's why she's carrying the scythe. The ghosts are afraid of it. It's the
It was probably what they were murdered with.
because the scythe was found with the skull, which is a fact that we hear no fewer than 7 more times in this movie.
Yeah.
Because they forgot.
Dad reads it in the journal
Yeah.
that he found in the wall.
Yep, and they do 2 more scenes with Abby.
An unusual tool, also.
Yeah.
Grandpa doesn't even know what a scythe is.
Right.
They do a scene later where they say it twice in the same scene because they forgot
Yes.
they already did it.
They will say it over and over again throughout the rest of the movie, yes.
And so, but this is the first time, and so this is the realization.
The scythe, the thing she's always carrying around, that's the tool. She says it brings her protection from the ghost. That's why it brings her protection. That's what killed the ghost. She carries it around because it's afraid of it.
That's the answer. We have to get that away from Abby. She doesn't live here. We do. If we had that here, it could buy us enough time to figure out how to get rid of this thing.
She'll kill us if we try to get that from her. She will never put it down.
You're right. That's all that poor girl has.
Abby's just sleeping, making cute snore noises, and they're trying to slowly pull a scythe out from under the pillow.
But the turn on the dime from this guy. We need to get it. After all, we live here, not her. But she will never get. You're right. It's all she has.
I'll never discuss it again.
On a dime. It is so brilliant.
All right, new plan. New plan. We'll have to buy ourselves time some other way.
That level of comedy, I could never think of it. Yeah, they inadvertently create the funniest sequences of words and things. It's amazing. This was a gift. Thank you for having us on to watch this. I enjoyed it so much. My life is richer from having watched this film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a rich in life.
Oh, and this is where Dad explains that if a ghost is afraid of one thing, a scythe, it's gotta be afraid of something else.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
why would that be true?
Yeah. Also, never comes back and is not true in the movie.
Yeah.
So do with that what you will. So one of the girls gets spooked by the ghost again. She hears some words. It doesn't really matter, but she
Words
comes
didn't
back.
happen.
The words didn't happen. One thing though is that she walks out of this forest with zero motive, zero urgency, even though the motive is literally the line that she just said. I have to show Dad. It's a clue. And then she kind of like crawls away. Like, yeah,
right.
It's very strange.
But she did try to pull a great trick, which was she's like, I heard you. You said help me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. That's like if you do like, no, I will not make out with you, ghost. Why?
Exactly.
Oh, I heard you. You said I'm just a stupid fucking ghost. I should probably stop hunting us in crinkling trees.
Ghost says what?
And like see if it works. Yeah, it's worth. It's worth a try. I don't know. Like,
So she goes in
What's
to
up,
tell her
skippers?
dad that what just happened in the movie, and the ghost has left her. So when
I've got
she
one
gets
Molch
spooked by
Pro the whole
ghost,
time I've been
She
live.
falls over and finds a message in the bottle.
They're so slow. Sometimes they just go back to back to back, but like a lot of the times you can get like 300-400 with that one.
I think I'm gonna help him out a little bit with this whole haunting. Like it's too easy. You know, like maybe I'll give him a hint.
Supposed to be like one every 3 inventories.
Messages in a bottle unless you are putting them in water. That's not just a place to put messages. I suppose it would weatherproof it no matter where you put it, but it is odd that the ghost was
What's
like,
up?
yeah, I mean, I don't want to put it in a Ziploc bag.
What's up, Eric?
Kind of anticlimactic.
Going for a rod, yeah.
Message in a tin
He doesn't
foil.
want to put plastic in the ground.
You can see I've already got this fish tack barrel, so I got that a long time ago. It took like, honestly, 1,000 Molch Pearls took like 3 fucking months. I'm not kidding.
This used to be underwater. This entire place used to be.
And I was on a computer back then, and I was doing quick drop tricks and quick knifing and everything.
Crinkled paper. Mrs. Edwards vanishes without a trace.
These take so long. I've been doing this all week.
Okay, sure.
And they
When
will
other than
say,
a little bit of
and
Toa.
now they'll be like, gosh, I wonder who that is, or if we could find out.
I'm feeling
anything
kinda
about
sick,
her.
so I'm not gonna
Like this
talk a whole
weird
lot.
Scene where it feels like David lied about, like, I know some people at the FBI, and the kids are calling him out about it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, Dad, you had great experience in the military where you won 3 Purple Hearts and know everyone who's super cool and badass and can do everything. He's like, yeah, but I mean, I retired and they retired
Everyone
with me.
retired at the same time as I did.
Retired the same day I did. They were like, we can't work here anymore without you, and they also left.
We were on a yik-yak together, and that's all. That's web section. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So now he does call his military buddy.
Question. I have an important
There we
question.
go, there's one.
This is the first of what I strongly believe in my heart is a series of AI that they had do act. I'm not even joking. I think they had voice. Eli, you're more familiar with this stuff. The chatbots that can do voice now, I'm pretty certain that's every single phone call. And it may have even been the first one. I don't know. But like this voice, it's expressionless. It's completely lifeless, and in a way that's even more noticeable relative to the rights. Like that's how bad.
It's an AI that was trained on the Wright family movies.
Yeah, and it was like I can't exist. Like somehow that's like hollowness squared.
No, so from my previous exposure to the Wright family films, doing a voice.
No,
And since
no.
David Wright,
I'm playing this. There's no
jump
way.
on Amazon. Jump on Amazon, Thomas. We have the answers.
Apparently the lady that my father bought the house from went missing.
Give me the name.
All I have is the name Edwards.
Do you have a social?
Look, I wouldn't ask for help if it wasn't important.
Give me until tonight. I'll have something for you.
That's just an AI. That's not a real
Check it
person.
out. Get on Amazon. Lydia, I know you've already done the research on this.
Oh no, not on this guy.
Okay,
I was thinking
yeah.
donkeys and rocks.
Okay, that one.
Hey, another one.
The next one is an author. Okay.
Oh, now it's changing.
No. Each of their names is alliterative. I think it's a clue because that was Greg Gorham. Yeah, and then later the author that they called, which is even more AI. I have to play that one. It's hilarious. Murdo Morrison. Murdo Morrison. Are you telling me these are real people? Eli, is that your theory?
No, I'm telling you, it's him doing a voice.
Why? But no, it's AI. It's fucking AI. I know it. Why would they have him? Why would they put a different person in the cast? This is from the IMDb. I'm doing the thing you said. Murdo
You're
Morrison.
saying Murdo Morrison is a fake person they made up to cover their AI.
Is an AI actor that they put. It may be the name of the AI personality. Okay, we'll get to it and play that one, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
When
you
we
think.
hear from Murdo.
Yeah, another one.
Anyways, It's time for the
They're
girls to
starting
get
to come a
scared
little
again
quicker.
because it's an odd-numbered scene. This time they just get scared by the lights flicking on and off. And the only reason I mention this is because the girl, like after that happens, flicks the lights on and off, and it's identical to what has just happened.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't go, I guess the
okay.
ghost just flicked the lights on and off.
By the way, he called his hotshot detective buddy and said,
I've
first
got
name-
the
essentially first
Rada's
name
blessing,
Mr.,
so
last name Edwards.
I get 2
And he's
fish,
like,
and it's
"Give me
really
that one."
obnoxious, honestly, but just in case I get a golden tench and it procs at the same time, I could get 200 pearls at one moment.
Yeah, apparently.
Now, a lot of stars have to align to get that, because honestly, like, a golden tench is 1 in 10k.
My father's journal.
And I've picked 6,700 of these.
Did reach out to me about some activity he was
Still
having.
none, so.
I gave him a list of things I thought would help him, but we were both coming up short on ideas.
It's crashing through walls. Let's turn the lights on and off. Let's turn the showers on.
I've never experienced or heard of this parable of an entity. The last time we spoke, I had him get rid of some potential trigger objects. I never heard from him again.
That's because he recently died of a heart attack.
We can explore the trigger object prospect again.
No reaction.
Okay, Thomas,
Zero.
I've done
That's
that.
AI.
I have done that to multiple people at atheist conventions, though, where someone's been like, my dad got eaten by bears last week, and I've been like, yeah, man, so did you want a bumper sticker or not?
I think I missed that entire thing because I was just looking at the fact that Chicka Chicka Boom Boom was up
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
one of
back.
my favorites.
Hey, another one.
Yeah.
Set,
Also,
yeah,
Wacky Wednesday.
87
and the
so far.
Lorax.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Lorax. I was surprised to see
Really
the
good.
Lorax.
Yeah, how many kids was this?
Can't believe we've got
grandpa
4 in a
like-
row without
Yeah.
another message of like
Why is it
filled up my
there?
inventory or
Kids say they
something.
never saw their grandpa, but
Yeah.
Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, great book.
Can we get a
What
full
crimes
screen
I
of
covered
pearls?
anyway.
All right, so now it's time for some more ominous donkeys, and they're going to get some more information from Abby.
I really picked up on Abby saying that most of the time she's working and it leaves her alone. So like the ghost is really into capitalism and, you know,
yeah.
profiting off of.
Maybe the ghost podcasts too much.
But then I take
Yeah.
a bathroom break and it starts haunting me again. So I just start peeing in bottles.
Lydia, does the ghost podcast too much? Is there something you want to tell the ghost? All right, so now it's time for Dad to get a call from his military guy. In spite of the fact that he had Mrs. Edwards as his only clue,
Yeah.
he does, in fact, have information for him.
Yeah.
From the FBI.
Yeah, missing person case
We find out it's an FBI, yeah.
and fingerprint identification, and Abby reported her missing.
Okay, can we talk about the fingerprint identification? Because
I wish you would.
this guy has a huge poster for fingerprinting, way bigger than the donkey painting. So I feel like he really loves fingerprints. Because, like, that's the indicator, right? How much you like something.
I love how you say this guy. There is no guy.
Oh, yeah, it's just
It's
a wig.
just a wall. Yeah, they just
No.
filmed a
Because
wall.
it's David right in a wig. I'm telling you
He's
people.
such a bad wig, too.
Yes.
But the camera focuses solely on the wall instead of whatever the scene's supposed to be because they know they don't have another person.
Right,
It's
right.
and it might be him in a wig, sure. But like that, it's hilarious to me. They show like the FBI seal. Oh, okay, so we must be in Mr. FBI's house or something. Like what?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, there might as well be an address plate outside that says the FBI, wherever you're in Virginia? Question mark.
I'm looking at the frame right now. It has 3 inches of gray hair that might be a wig, and that's as much as you see of the person talking in the whole scene. You just see
Okay,
walls.
but the room doesn't own the fingerprinting poster. The guy does.
No, but I know it's just that this is their way of making it seem like they have another character
Yes,
when
yes,
really
yes.
it's just Murdo Morrison or whatever the fuck.
Murdo Morrison, one of David's many aliases. Okay,
Oh my! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Eli. This is breaking news. This is very important.
please.
I have frozen frame on. I almost want to send you a screenshot. I've frozen frame on the FBI scene, and we were talking about how the stuff is on the walls just to make it seem like there's another character, and there's not. They have gone to either like those websites that'll frame stuff for you, but it's
Yeah, of
super
course.
cheap
Yeah.
and shitty looking. They have framed an internet printed picture that says UCR, Federal Bureau of Investigation. uniform crime reporting, and they just like printed that as though someone who works at the FBI would like frame that.
Hey, I got another
hang
one.
it on their wall
88.
like it's
Okay, we're
Like
getting
it's a
somewhere.
fucking diploma.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly like that.
Can we
And
get
this
a
is the
golden
big thing.
tench?
And then I noticed to the left.
I actually own
still in
one,
frame,
and I've had 3 or
is a
4
poster with a horse
in my
on it.
lifetime.
They're still in the fucking barn.
Thing is, I want to keep the one I have.
Sure,
If I get any
that
extra,
thing,
I'll turn 'em in.
I swear to God, there's like a fucking donkey poster that's just out of frame. It's so good. God, I love these people. Can you tell them I love them? If you- please.
Hey, they know. Thomas. Hey, Thomas, they know. They listen to every word of I can't promise you much. They listen to every word of these podcasts, and they know that we love them. They also know it because they now have $600 for the Patreon, which made Heath and I that they didn't have before a week before this podcast. So yeah. Okay, so now it's time to talk to Abby about her dark backstory. There's this great moment, right, where they're trying to set it up in the dialogue, and the girls are like, do you want to know anything about us? And she's like, no. And they're like, cool, all right, do you have a dark backstory? And she does. Her mother didn't want her, so she dumped her in the foster care system. She found her grandmother, yeah, and then her grandmother knew the guy who owned the farm, Grandpa. And that's how she ended up working here.
This is inexplicable. By the time we get to the end, I have to have
So
Lydia.
confusing.
I have to have
the
Lydia
Rico
do this
chart
with my
of
own
this
family.
film is
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
There's a hole in my brain where there's supposed to be anything about family, so I'll often ask my wife, like, hey, how am I related to this person? She'll explain, like, my own family tree.
That's your son,
And
Arlo.
Exactly. And so I need Lydia to tell me the fucking unwrap the it gets weirder. Just
so
flattening
It
this,
does
gets
get, in
weirder.
fact, weirder. It does. And one other thing I want to point out about this scene, because I loved it so much, she's doing this very heavy exposition, which will not matter to the movie at all. But while she does it, one of the donkeys noses in between them and is like hey, are we expositing? I want to do something. My name's Greg. Hi. Oh, no, we're just doing her? Okay, I guess we cut the camera then.
Another donkey with like an F.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was. It might have been earlier, but at some point, my favorite bit of the donkey propaganda is the little girl says, "Wow, people never show how donkeys really are. They're so cute."
So cute and so worth wrestling.
Yeah.
Rescuing.
Patreon.com/donkey rescue.
Patreon.com/donkey rescue.
Opening arguments.
Opening argument. Okay, now, and I cannot explain this enough. You know how the lights have been flickering because of ghosts and the things have been broken because of ghosts?
Uh-huh.
Now we're gonna just have a scene that's a misunderstanding where he calls up the stairs. He's like, girls, I'm gonna turn the power out, but they're not listening because they're on their headphones. So they're like, uh-oh, do you think that was the ghost? And then he turns the power back on and they're like, never mind, the power's back on.
Here's the best part. He says, I'm going to cut the power. He goes and turns off the power and then leaves. And then sometime later, he turns it back on with no explanation for why he ever turned it off to begin. There's zero reason.
He carries like a fence at one point that doesn't
He
involve
says it
the
as though
power.
this is a thing that you do from time to time. Oh, I'm just going to go down to the basement and cut the power to the house.
I bet David Wright does that to prepare them for an EMP attack every so often. He's like, sorry, girls, EMP day. And they're like, oh, man.
For sure. He's testing a Faraday cage about something. Yeah.
I guess, or maybe we missed an AI phone call where they're like, have you tried turning the house off and back on? To get rid of
You
the
gotta
ghost
unplug the
problem?
house for 10
Yeah,
seconds.
that would have
Is
made
there
sense.
a reason electricity would be there even when I'm not turning it on? Yeah.
Yeah, you could try cutting the power. There is no explanation for this. Like,
No.
they just did I'm cutting the power off.
Yeah.
That's it. Does that happen to you from time to time?
Thomas, you're the one who's supposed to be our source of poor things that happen on a farm.
No, this
if you don't
never
have it, I
happened.
don't.
Exactly.
You
Sorry.
think this happened to me and Heath in suburbia?
Yeah. Did your dad just say
Or
I'm cutting
Lydia
the
in the
power?
royal castle she's descended from? Relax.
This is nothing. Incredible. Why did?
That's
Okay.
that
Sorry, I'll see
scene
it,
was
Tom.
absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
sorry.
There's no reason for it. I think just David and Ashley couldn't get the kids off their iPads to do the movie that day. So, I think that means we all get a quick break for a little screen time. But first, we have Act 3, the hard sell. Will we learn how to rebuke a demon correctly? Will it be very technical and rule-based? Will it come from what appears to be an IKEA manual? Find out the answer to these questions more when we return for the Christian right conclusion of Hillock Haunting.
Hey, Abby, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure. What do you need?
Hey, can you stop scraping your sickle against the wall for a second?
Is it bothering you?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so my girls mentioned you might know something about this ghost.
What do you want to know?
All the pertinent information you have about the ghost.
You don't want to ask me questions?
Nope. No, it's not like a riddle situation. If you could just give me all the information you have about the ghost now.
Feels like that would be a lot.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear it's a lot. But just sort of as a general rule, if you have demon information about the workplace, that's kind of, it's kind of a self-report situation, like entirely.
Got it. So, if I've been talking to the skull to make a bargain for your life...
I would love to know about that, yes.
Got it.
Have you been talking to this guy?
Yep.
Great. Good to know.
And we're back.
Excuse me.
Replaced the fuse and...
No, he didn't.
No, probably not. He did something.
Nope, he just turned off the power and then turned it back on. That's all I did.
Turned it back on.
I love you trying to sanitize this insanity, but that's not what happened.
I'm trying to help him out, but either way, a demon ran away foiled from something.
Yeah.
And now we cut to Abby sitting at her evil altar in the woods with a skull and candles that she made. And I love this. She's trying to negotiate like a hostage deal with the demon.
Yeah. She's like, look, I know you're scared of my super cool sickle, so I'll bury my sickle if you leave this family alone. Huh?
I wanted the demon to be like, I don't make deals, I'm a demon, I just do what I
You're
want.
breaking my bones, Abby. You're breaking my bones.
Yeah, like the my friend over at the house the next hill over, 2 sickles. And then the guy, the idiot, the strange dude, spies on her and trips on his way out there.
Oh, this was almost my best one.
Absolutely trips for no reason.
It's so good.
And I was like, oh, my brain, that's a logical person who's a human who's been in the world and seen movies, is like, that's him tripping. The sound will give him away.
Exactly.
And then Abby will look over and say, hey, no, he just trips.
Hey,
what?
is that the sound of crackling tripping by a human?
No, he just trips, cut. Nothing, it didn't matter.
The end.
It's the best.
And the wife was like, I'm keeping it in there.
He has to pretend it's in the script that he trips, so he has to act out tripping, and it goes so badly that he really trips and hurts himself.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. We get to watch him go from the bad fake trip to the real trip where he's like, oh, help me, Jesus. So now we get a scene where the girls are dressed like Rambo for some reason.
Well, he takes the skull as though
And
it
starts
doesn't matter.
Oh,
coughing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. He
yeah.
takes the skull, and now we get the scene where the girls are dressed like Rambo, and they do slam poetry about the ghosts into the dark. This is also where we get our only donkey warning, right? They're sitting there, and the donkey goes like, "Ew," and they're like, yeah, that's the...
Look behind you, yeah.
That's the donkey alarm.
I've been also really confused.
Oh, no,
with
I
the
screwed up my
transitions
streak.
between scenes
Oh, that's right,
and,
yeah.
Daytime, nighttime, I can't keep track of any of it. It's nighttime all of a sudden now. Or are they back in the basement at this point?
Unclear.
It's
Dad's
so
testing the Faraday
confusing.
cage again.
We don't know if he ever turned the lights back on. One thing I kept wanting to throw in somewhere was that it's been a mystery this whole movie why the 87-year-old man died. They're like, he can't have just died of a heart
I
attack.
know. He couldn't have just died of a heart attack as an 87-year-old man.
There's no way. And so I think in this scene, they're like,
slaving away on a farm.
this explains it. You're like, you didn't need to explain anything. He was 100 years old. He died.
Yeah.
But this is an Ashley Wright film. Which means Ashley
Here we
fucking
go.
Wright to step in. She's gonna be our Christian psychic,
Yeah.
And I will remind you that, again, all of the Wright family films operate on 2 levels. 1, it is a chance to order takeout. 2, it is her and David's sexual role play. And the tension in the air is... Yeah.
Oh my god, Eli, my note said weirdest porno setup ever. Because, like, I got that vibe. I really, really did. I was like, I feel like I need to leave.
For sure.
You guys need a moment.
I don't speak robot, so I'm not picking up on any of this quote-unquote tension because...
Listen to this quote. Ever
Disagree.
since my wife died, I've just been a loner. How much do you charge? And she says, I don't charge people for a gift that was given to me for free.
Thank you!
What's that gift, Ashley?
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
She's got that aloof sexual energy, right?
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really trying to do like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this weird Christian psychic
Yes!
reading. Yeah.
Yes!
Exactly.
He can't afford the psychic pizza.
Yeah. Which they did order, yeah. They did
This is
order.
all coming together. Yeah.
So that skull that they use as a prop, they fucked the shit out of that skull right off the cut. For
Oh, yeah.
sure.
100%.
That is
yeah.
a sticky prop.
That
Yeah.
had all its teeth before the shooting and did not at the end.
The candles were actually a cover. They're like, oh, we'll just say it's white candle wax.
Yeah, exactly.
Everywhere.
Yes, that is what I was saying.
Do you mean cum?
Yes,
You mean cum?
I meant cum,
Ejaculate?
huh? Yes. Cum was the thing I was...
You're welcome.
Opening argument. All right, so the next morning, Abby's doing her part. She's digging a hole and putting the scythe inside.
The
She
most
buries
shallow
the
hole.
side in
Yeah.
1 inch of sand.
This is the
Sand.
best.
Where's the sand coming
Sand!
from?
It's like a kid's play box area, and like
Yeah.
a single rain is going to wash that right off.
And Lydia, I'm not sure about this, but the size of the sand in terms of its coarseness is inappropriate to bury aside.
I agree. I 100%
Get
agree.
into the analysis.
Your research, how was that sand doing in a commercial environment?
Based on the terrain, there's no way that's the sand could have occurred naturally.
So then she goes back to find the skull to tell him that she's done her part of
my
the
God.
deal, but someone has
Sorry, it's
taken
taken
it.
so long. Also, is she
Yeah.
coming back in the forest?
She says, I'm coming. Sorry it took me so long. And I was like, same girl, getting old. I get it.
So
Oh my god, another pearl finally.
Nearly an inch of sand.
I was like
Took all
500
this
before the last one.
I like the, but this implies that, like, in the past, when she's done things for the skull, she's gotten back, and the demon that inhabits it has been snippy.
Yeah.
Has been like, oh, 20 minutes.
Oh, nice to see you. It's not
Oh,
as
I'm
though
glad you
time
made it.
passes way slower here in the spirit realm. I've been 1,000
That was like
years
literally
from
300.
That's cool. That's cool. I was just talking to Satan. He's nicer than you. No big deal. Whatever.
And then we get the example of the cuts that are so bad here that they literally cut it such that it looks like Abby is spying on herself. Fantastic. They show her walking through the forest and then quick cut to her crouching. So it's like, is she watching herself walk
Who
out?
watches the watch? Yeah.
Ah, I know who stole the skull. It was me. What?
Yes, but then
Me from
but it's
earlier.
the girls, and she sort of confronts. She's like, "Hey, did you guys find anything?" And they're like, "No." And she's like, "Just for the record, no stealing skulls." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, all right, goodbye."
So good.
All right, so David is now gonna fix the hole that the ghost punched in the wall. But what?
He finds another small part.
I all too will reach into a wall of an old place while I'm repairing it without gloves. I'll just reach down in there.
Just get in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where he finds his dad's secret,
secret
wall journal.
Wall journal. Somebody please explain how this got here.
Okay, so
Nope,
he...
you can't do it. It's
No?
impossible. He knew he was about to have a heart attack and put it in the wall.
No, I think he hit it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, but why?
I don't know, because he's ashamed of having sex with.
So he
I don't
needs
know.
to keep the journal, but not get rid of it, but also put it in a wall and then drywall over it.
Well, I guess it's evidence that he knows a murder occurred and
So
he
then
did nothing
just
about
throw
it.
it away.
Don't write it, I think.
Don't write it down. Write it,
Probably-
then
Don't
burn
write
it.
good
down your
advice.
murders. Is a pretty good policy. I'm not trying to like help out murderers here, but that seems
If I had a nickel.
just the move. Don't.
So now David is filling Ashley the Psychic in on the plot of the movie so far. She's telling him that the ghost is an old woman, which, again, we already knew based on the rest of the movie. But he's really blown away by that. He's like, how can you see her clothes? And I wrote in my notes, she's a psychic. But this is where she explains that he's a psychic shield. I wrote in my notes at this point, this is 9-year-olds playing with Ghostbusters toys level of stupid.
I also love it though because it's so on brand. Because it's almost she's almost saying like, you know how you aren't open to knowing anything about anyone else's thoughts or feelings, and you just go about the world as a man, not caring about any of that stuff. Yeah, you're a shield.
You're a shield, yeah.
Okay.
You know how you're not dull sometimes, also? It's my turn.
Some people need more time with the skull than you, David. This is also where we get the first hint of Christianity. Yes, this is a Christian movie.
It is.
This is where she says, I'm not God. I don't know everything.
Yeah, this is also, as he's like sharing this information, one of the most confusing things, right, from this journal that was in the wall that I don't think we talked about was that the old woman that he was in love with named Martha, and Martha's daughter Abby, who he also loved.
But not Abby that we know.
We don't know that yet, though,
but we
so
don't
it was
know that
terrifying.
yet.
Yeah.
So exactly. So he loved Martha and Abby, and then he got Abby pregnant.
He also liked ABBA the band, but that's unrelated.
So he also wrote,
Who
like, while I'm
doesn't?
here writing a wall journal. Yeah, I tell you what, there's not enough dark secrets to fill the whole wall journal, so I'm also going to write some like casual stuff in there too.
I don't think the Godfather movies are that good. Everyone's always ranting. Oh, shit.
I farted in the elevator the other day and I didn't tell anyone, but I mean, this goes in the wall too.
I don't finish the gay porn, but I watch it.
And yeah, and for us, Heath, you're right. Like we don't know that it's a different Abby at this point. Thank God it is.
So confusing.
But so he's explaining it to Ashley in this scene, and he says, "No, not this Abby, the other Abby. I know it's confusing."
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know why we named the
Seems like we could have written it differently. Cut.
Like, why did we do that?
Okay, I think what happened was the wife obviously came up with this, and he was not happy with the script direction. So I know it's confusing, but okay, so they're both named Abby.
They're both named Abby, and it was my turn with the skull. Is also in the script now. Go fuck yourself.
I think it's supposed to be a misdirect, like maybe Abby's a ghost the whole time.
I don't know. And then, but the grandpa impregnated her.
Yeah, the grandpa. You have to explain. We're not even there yet, Hunt, but you do have to explain whatever this family dynamic is, because it just got more confusing. But also, this is where we learned that the woman who made this movie, meth head Miley Cyrus,
Ashley Hayes, right?
Yeah.
There's rules. We get like a T3BE, but for ghosts.
Oh,
she's like, the spirits have rules. The dad is like, cannot believe that these spirits don't respect his property rights.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's literally like, but it's my property.
I'm a Fremen on the land.
Yeah.
According to the Constitution.
I own this property, and this ghost, it's the funniest dialogue.
I was traveling.
Yeah, she explains that, like, you took ownership of the evil land, and that counts now as you are in charge of dealing with the demon.
They 100% will try to sovereign citizen these ghosts later. It's amazing.
They actually... And we also get my favorite line of the movie, where she's explaining all that, and then she says, yeah, so the spirit realm operates on rules.
Yeah.
Kinda. That's the entire line.
I love it. She's like, I went to spirit law school for like 4 years. I know what I'm talking about. I studied a lot to be able to do this job.
Yeah.
So now they know. So again, what she clarifies in this scene after the rules is that there is an old lady ghost, as we talked about, but there is also a demon.
Yep.
And the demon is the one causing the trouble at night.
Yeah.
The ghost is honestly just giving us, like, clues as to the plot of the movie.
But is also the one who killed the grandpa, because the demon is an additional thing that has come because she says someone has been have you been talking to dead? And he's like, no, we know this house, my rules. My house, my rules. We don't talk to like, he's certain that no one here has talked to the dead. But the trick is, but it's been Abby talking to the skull. And so that the rules say, the bylaws say that a dog can't, and there's no rule that says a dog can't haunt you as well.
Right.
And also,
a demon can't haunt an old lady.
Yep. If you talk to skulls long enough, then a demon, in addition to the ghost, will come, and they have a little turf battle over it.
Yeah.
And the demon is a turf, actually. It's both. Yeah.
And it would depend if that shrine
Patreon
happens
is so much higher.
inside the property line or outside the property line. Yeah.
No, he literally says, everyone knows not to contact the dead.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know. I just might have not known that.
How little I know, yeah. So now it's time for him to confront Abby about it, right?
Okay, small detail. He's wearing a non-camouflage t-shirt for the first time I've ever seen. He's always...
It's a Blue Lives Matter t-shirt, everybody.
He's literally always wearing camo and an American flag on every piece of clothing he ever has.
Yeah.
But this time, there's no camo, but it's a t-shirt for a camo company called Realtree.
Hell yeah!
Yes. It's what he wears when he works in the office at the camo.
Formal.
Yeah.
He wore it to their wedding.
Yeah.
But this is where Abby gives it away. His dad didn't turn to the skull. He kept it in the woods like a pet or something and would tell the skull he loved it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I wrote in my notes, did you notice him ever putting a mouth guard on the skull? This is important. Then we have another scene. Ghost flicks some lights, bothers the girls again. The next day, Psychic Ashley starts Jesus business.
There we go.
Yeah, because Ashley wants to know if he's Christian. Because the only way to defeat the devil is with Jesus.
Oh.
Extra Jesus. So the whole point of this scene is that if you want to get rid of a demon, you can't just be normal Christian. You have to be all the way Christian.
All in.
Yeah.
You gotta pledge to our donkey Patreon.
And you have to traumatize your child.
Yeah. Halfway through the scene, they're basically like, you can't be Christian enough. Your daughters can do it. And so the next scene, she's preparing the daughter. And I just have to point out that she is like super duper reading from the script in this scene.
Oh yeah,
right?
they do this scene. They're both looking for, or actually, the mom can't look at the kid. The mom is looking a different direction.
Yeah.
And it's like they're riding a bus or something. Like they're sitting next to each other. She's looking a different direction. The kid's actually making actual human contact a little bit and is doing the scene to the back of her head.
Yeah.
But why? But why?
Because she's reading. She's reading her
reading
script
from
that
like
she
she's
wrote.
like, okay, anti-demon flow chart. If that doesn't work, then hold on, just let me flip ahead. It says on page 9.
And the point of this pep talk seems to be like, you're not trapped in here with the ghost is trapped in here with you.
Yeah.
So now it's time to kick some demon ass.
Gold fringe on the baby.
Wow, we can actually see how long it takes to get fucking pearls now. It's been 10 minutes since the last one.
Yeah. I'm not joking in the least.
No.
It makes sense why these
Well over
idiots
100. I was at
citizens,
about
they
7,000
really
when
think
I got the
there's
last one.
rules about the ghosts and about the law. It's the same thing.
It's amazing. So apparently, in this one, and actually in a lot of exorcism movies, the rule is you tell the demon the rules out loud, and then
it has to
they're
leave.
like, fuck,
you got me.
Clause 18, subsection B. I do have to technically.
You didn't get me.
The power of Christ does compel me now. God.
Now, but yeah, she yells Jesus, subsection B, and the,
Who rules over all, even you.
But yeah, she's like, I'm calling your manager. His name is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't work. And then she remembers, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I need to give him a time limit.
Because he's Arlo.
11
and
minutes
he needs
between pearls,
transition
goddamn.
heads up.
Oh, this was the best. She's actually like, I'm gonna count to 3, and then no more demoning here. And she does the 2.5.
He needs specificity.
Yeah.
she literally says, I have to give it a time.
Give it a time limit. Yeah.
I really wanted her to do the Miss Rachel thing I have to do for my son of 5 minutes left to haunt.
To haunt us. Yeah. She does do that, and she picks a minute, which I'm like, oh, just pick a second. Why did you-
Well, that was crazy. I got another pearl literally in the same minute.
She just had the gold fringe on the flag time limit.
So I went from 89 to 91 real quick right there.
It's fucking dinner.
Come on, keep it coming.
Okay, Johan, now is your time because we get the big final scene.
All right, put it all together. Solve this puzzle for us.
Yeah,
idiot.
where we find out this family tree. I have no fucking idea. Please, God, tell me what happened here.
Okay. First of all, Abby doesn't have any makeup all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the makeup
That
was
tied
part
to
of
the
the
demon?
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Her outfit's totally different. She's wearing flannel now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
They should have had scenes earlier in where people were like, "Oh, nice makeup." She's like, "What makeup?" I know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know
Or
what
it's
you're
like
talking
it's
about.
worse
It's
and
just
worse
the
and
demon
worse
the
every
whole time.
scene.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, Grandpa was a weirdo creep, and he was really into Martha and Martha's daughter, Abby, not our Abby. different Abby.
Oh, Woody Allen. He was doing a Woody Allen.
Doing a Woody Allen. Exactly. Wow. And he decided to, he ended up getting Abby pregnant, but like was in love with Martha. Okay. Abby was probably not into that he was in love with Martha. So she killed her mom, Martha, gave birth to her daughter, who she named Abby for some reason. And then Abby, the one that we know,
was given up for adoption by Abby the murderer.
Given up for adoption, and she's sisters with David, which means that she's the girl's aunt.
Yes.
And her mom and the grandma are both gone. They're both dead.
Did anyone understand that? Yeah,
I agree with all
it's
that.
just a
That is the
I think
truth.
It's a Woody Allen, because I think we can all agree, and look, I'm going to say something brave here. I think we can agree that the monster of this movie turned out to be monogamy. Am I right? Maybe Martha and Abby could have worked it out.
But also, how do the ages work out? I don't understand how they... Yeah,
Not
okay.
well, T-Dog. Not well.
The 87-year-old dude, I get that you can make babies as a dude for a long time, but how old were these?
Yeah, no, it's very uncomfortable. What was also uncomfortable for me was how long that hug was.
Oh
between
yeah,
them.
at the end
Most
they do
awkward,
like
same note. They do a weird hug that's like, man, the body language is like it's a kiss, but it's a hug.
Yeah.
But for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And they don't move.
And then she pulls out a scythe and she's like, look, I found a scythe.
And then cut. End of movie.
Cut to black.
End of movie.
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
they're setting up a sequel where like Abby's back as a demon all of a sudden.
I believe
So lazy.
Okay, so the demon that got rebuked, in your head, does the demon just like poof out in a snit because like they got told the rules and then they're like in the demon realm being like, yeah, counted to 3, I had to go. Again, I got fucked on that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They have demon coffee, like, yeah, no, it happens to the best of us. What about the ghost, though? Did the ghost also have to go? Or what?
No, the ghost is still there.
Still there. Okay.
The ghost of the ladies, Martha, is just hanging out.
Just hanging there.
But still like turning lights on and off and turning the shower on.
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe?
We don't know. We don't know.
Messages in bottles, small books, just fucking around. Okay.
I think we do need a sequel because we need to know what's going to happen with Martha the Ghost.
Okay, well, great question. So it's a kind of a cliffhanger. What do you think happened to Martha the Ghost, and what do you think happened with Abby grabbing that scythe? Was it just like, oh, no, I still like this, or is she a demon now?
Yeah, does that mean she went to the child's sandbox she buried it in?
I think it was supposed to be like a I was evil all along twist. I believe that's what it's supposed to be.
No, real? What?
That's what it felt like. I think so. Yeah.
No. How? Explain that to me.
Oh,
How would that
yeah, no,
possibly-
I know
do not have a-
explanations to this. That's just what they wrote. Maybe.
No, that's nothing. Hold on, maybe we'll just play the last 10 seconds just to see.
You know what? I got good news. Look what I found. I remember where I buried the scythe.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I remember where I buried the scythe.
Yeah, it was under like 4 grains of sand.
Right.
How would you not remember where you buried it?
I think she's evil. She was tricking him. And she sounds like an old-timey gangster in Eli's head for some reason.
I'm yes-anding you. How dare you even? I'm here yes-anding you.
I don't. The scythe didn't create the problem. The skull created the problem.
Ashley, as a $300 patron, I would like to know
Please.
We'll check.
what the meaning of this last thing was.
All right. So I think the message is donkeys are magical anti-demon beings, right? That's like the big
They are.
theme
Yep.
here.
And in need of rescue.
All right. We all agree on that. I think that's going to do it for our review of Hillock Haunting. But that's not going to do it for the episode just yet, because we found another terrible movie. Eli, what's on deck?
Well, Heath, a family living in a home in Indiana discover strange demonic occurrences that convince them and the community that the house is a portal to hell. We'll be watching The Deliverance.
Okay. So decidedly not Deliverance from 1972. That's
No,
That's not
I
the
figured we would not do that one. no.
okay. Well, with that to look forward to, we're going to bring episode 479 to a merciful close. Huge thanks to Lydia and Thomas for joining us. So,
Thank you.
y'all got any cool projects going on? Anything you want to announce?
Not opening arguments, that's for sure.
Well, we've been having a lot of fun breaking down season 2 of Things Fell Apart, John Ronson series, and
Undub-de-dub.
a lot of fun and also depressing. Yeah,
On Where
on
There's
Where There's
Smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah, some awful reporting done by somebody I previously respected, John Ronson. So if you want to hear that disappointment.
And also have an existential crisis.
Yeah,
I promise.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sure.
Where There's Smoke.
Perfect. And of course, a big thanks to our Patreon donors for all the generosity. If you'd like to help support the show, you can make a per episode donation at patreon.com/godawful, and that'll get you early access to an ad-free version of every episode. And if you enjoyed the show, be sure to check out our sibling shows, The Scathing Atheist, Citation Needed, Skeptocrat, and D&D Minus, available in all the podcast places. If you have questions, comments, or cinematic suggestions, you can email godawfulmovies@gmail.com. Our theme song was written and performed by Ryan Slotnick of Evil Giraffes on Mars. All other music was written and performed by our audio engineer Morgan Clark and was used with permission. Thanks again for giving us a chunk of your life this week. For Lydia, Thomas, and Eli, I'm Heath, promising to work hard to earn another chunk next week. Until then, we'll leave you with the Animal House close.
The donkeys, all 14 of them, run away from the Wright family rescue because it's not worth it to be unpaid in these movies. Unrescue us now.
We could start a donkey rescue.
Donkey rescue!
Ashley Wright went on to win Best Director at the 2024 World Premiere Los Angeles Film Festival, according to something written on the YouTube file.
What?
Yeah, also one of the kids won Best Teen Actor for this movie as well. If you want to
Better be
Google,
Abby or
if you want to
I'm
Google that film festival, you can't. I tried; it doesn't exist anywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten to the internet yet. Roll Around Donkey needs an Instagram, so I can send him to Heath on an hourly basis.
I actually support that one.
The Hillock family tree did some major crinkling.
Still in the closet.
I am.
Yeah, we went back and forth, and then I made the closet slightly better for her. So that's
I'll tell you what, how
It's
about
very
instead
romantic.
of having a room, I moved this coat? Huh? You lucky duck.
I have foam on the walls now.
Foam on the wall.
So now I can be locked in here.
Locks from the outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say. If I'm good.
If she does a good recording, she comes out.
Put the microphone in the basket.
If she doesn't, we put Arlo in there with her.
Oh, man.
Preceding podcast was a production of Puzzle in a Thunderstorm, LLC, copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
Do you mind not interrupting me? And she's like, I think the house is gonna fall down. And he's like, okay, well, why don't we talk about it? Can we talk about it later?
How dare you? How dare you?
How much flood insurance do we have?
We have lice.
We get a guy to come and lift the basement and then probably not kill himself, but like fix the
Go
safety.
through about, go ahead. Go through about like 10 more of my anxieties. You're like, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I think, she's like, oh yeah, every time I leave a party and I'm having a fun time, I just think of what a fucking fool I've been the entire time.
He's doing it in the middle of
take
his
Lexapro.
monologue.
Fuck you guys.
Awful movie.
Welcome back to God Awful Movies, where each week we watch another terrible movie so you don't have to. I'm your host, Ethan Wright, and I'm joined by the Eli. Eli, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, Heath. Hope you don't mind that I brought the old ball and chain to this week's episode.
Wow. That's my energy the whole fucking show, everybody. Buckle in.
Coming in hard, New Jersey
A guy
husband.
making you uncomfortable in a waiting room is what I'm bringing. Like, I remember when I started this show, Noah was like, hey man, so like statistically, you gotta remember that like 7 people
it's their first time listening to the
Hey, do you
show.
mind if I introduce Anna before you explain this? No, they know. This is no one's first episode. Here's the thing, no one heard that first thing if they don't already know our show and is still listening. 0 people.
Okay, go on. Sorry, Jiffy guy.
Yeah, no, go for
That's
it.
it. No, I've already. What I was saying is those 7 people all turned off the podcast this week. This one comes from the gut.
This was just for him.
Okay, well, as I was saying when I got interrupted and mansplained to, we also have Anna Bosnick. Anna.
Oh, sup, everybody. Apparently, my husband has decided to go the, like, I don't know, King of Queens sort of vibe.
Yeah, you know what it is? She's been watching Kevin Can Fuck
I've been
Himself
watching
in the
Kevin
other
Can Fuck
room.
Himself,
Interesting.
and I think he's been really learning the wrong lesson from it.
I'm coming away that Kevin's a great guy and he makes cool choices.
Okay, we did that with Archie Bunker for a long time in America.
Right? And that worked out great.
Now we're doing
That
Kevin
generation turned out
James.
awesome, right?
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. Anna,
Oh, boy.
what are we going to be breaking down today?
We watched Dolls. It's the story of an elderly couple who have solved the prison system, I think.
Sure have, yeah.
They came up with, like, the perfect way to rehabilitate domestic abusers and, like, I guess troubled youth or whatever, or I
Nailed
don't know.
it. Got it in one, yeah.
Kinda. I mean, it's also not great. Like, there's some problems, obviously, but, like, it's way better than the current system we got, so...
Okay, hot take. I loved this film.
Interesting.
I also love this
I
film!
thought it was an excellent film.
It was good. Guys, this film was good.
This film was, you know how pickles are 0 calories? This movie is 0 movies.
Interesting. All right,
I
well,
don't think pickles are 0 calories.
Pickles are 0 calories.
they're not, but effectively sometimes some foods like are a net negative in
Do you see the
calories.
gun to my head on this Skype call right now?
All right.
Do you see?
If you chew your pickle, what, like...
Oh my god, 15 minutes is the last pearl. Jesus.
Okay, so when I say this is
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm gonna miss the rest of the podcast. I'm furiously Googling are pickles 0 calories.
okay, whatever. Anyway, here's what I mean when I say I very much enjoyed this film.
Yeah.
I think it's not a great movie in the typical movie ways, but
Correct.
it's important as a film culturally, and we'll explain why as we go. But on the flip side of this fight between me and Anna versus Eli, how bad is this movie?
Well, if you like creepy doll attack movies like Chucky and Small Soldiers, but you wish the dolls were very obviously the protagonists, you will love this movie. So here's the funny thing.
Oh, I'm Team Doll the
I'm
whole time.
100%.
Pretty
There's
much
no
literally
moment
the protagonist.
at which I wasn't like, the dolls are doing great. We'll get to it, right? I would be spoiling the entire movie to talk through how right the dolls are at every conceivable moment of the movie, but they are. They are always correct at all points.
This is what I mean, though, that it's culturally important. I think it's a good message, what they're doing with the dolls.
Yeah,
we'll
they're
get
solving
to.
the prison system.
Exactly.
Noah gets home and he's like,
Yay.
so you recorded while I was gone.
15 minutes
In the
between
beginning,
pearls. That's a
also,
new fucking
very clear
obnoxious list.
that you were saying political violence
So
is
obnoxious.
necessary towards the end there, and I realized
Yeah,
that I didn't.
I am saying that.
Yeah.
So,
Dolls from 1986 wants you to kill a Supreme Court justice.
I said they didn't get it all the way right, okay? They didn't get it all the way right. It's not great now, though. It's really not right now.
sometimes you gotta do that.
Okay, sometimes you gotta use the doll.
Is there anything you'd like to nominate this one for being best or being the worst at?
Oh, best accent reveal. 100%. And I love an accent reveal. This one has me squeezing on the ground with laughter.
There are so many possibilities.
Are you talking about Isabel?
I am talking about Isabel.
Okay,
I have a phonetic, we'll get to it, but I have a phonetic exactly what she said. I'm very excited.
The
7
British
more.
accent on this character is bananas, and we will get to it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with best worst. Ads in Michigan.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm in like the battleground of this fucking election, and
Sure, swing state.
Republicans have spent bajillions of dollars, some of which was wasted on me personally, which I enjoyed, and they put a bunch of ads on everything, including Pluto TV, where we watch
thing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And so their ads, it's nothing but attack ads on Kamala Harris, obviously.
Of course.
And they got crazier each time. It's like they set it up to ramp throughout this movie. So at first it was like, Kamala Harris hates plaid shirts, and I love plaid shirts. I'm a guy who works and has plaid shirts. But then it was like, Kamala Harris cut a hole in the fence and helped drag queen immigrants get in who murdered people. And then, like, at the end, it was just like, Kamala Harris murdered me. I'm dead. And I approve this message. If you could hear this, Kamala Harris is murdering me right now.
Oh my god.
Please don't vote for her. Please don't vote for her in your shitty plan. It's my life. Also, I'm Santa. This is me. That was the progression of ads, almost exactly, only slightly exaggerated.
All of my ads since I had a child are just parent-shaming ads. They're just like, abcmouse.com. There was a time when abcmouse.com's ads were like, teach your kid to read. And now they're like, look at their stupid fucking dead eyes. That's you. You did that. But I guess if the only thing you can schlep them in front of is an iPad, come on over to abcmouse.com. abcmouse.com. We're picking up where you left off.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to go with best worst candle use. So there is no moment in this movie where someone will use a candle to light the space they are in.
Yeah.
But everyone will always light a candle.
Always. This movie was
Yeah,
made,
we'll
I
throw.
think it was sponsored heavily by
You're so
Big
close,
Candle.
6 away.
Candle.
Yeah.
Yep, big candle.
Or Big Match.
It was effective on me. Several times I was like, I want to get some candelabras for my house. I don't need them, but they seem nice. Yeah.
They seem like antiques. All right.
That's how they're going to try to say the word antique later. We're going to get to that too.
One of those bone mows he loves so much.
But first, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're back to tell you all about the 1986 or 87 one. All right, everybody, welcome to the first writers' room meeting for Dolls.
Woo!
All right, so I think it's pretty obvious. This is going to be a horror movie about a house full of extremely creepy dolls, right?
Oh,
So scary.
Yeah, so, how are they gonna do it?
Do what? What do you mean?
Kill people. How do the dolls in the movie kill people?
Oh, yeah. Like knives, hammers, axes.
Oh, so they have like super strength?
Nice.
Wait, what?
The dolls?
No, just, it's normal doll strength.
But a normal doll couldn't kill a person.
What? Yes, it could. Absolutely could.
They're the size of babies.
But they're killer babies.
Okay, so to be clear, for the Killer Doll movie, you want normal, full-bodied adults to lose fights to dolls. There's normal dolls to the death.
To death multiple times, yes.
Okay. Well, still not as stupid as Quiet Place, so we can make it.
Or Bird Box, for that matter.
Or Bird Box, yeah.
Hey, question. Do you guys think the Bird Box monster is angels by any chance?
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, me neither. That is stupid. So, do you have a team?
My brother likes the Seahawks. I'm from Seattle. I don't know.
Okay.
So I guess them?
Seahawks? Got it. Yeah.
Stop what you're doing right now, Heath Enright.
Hey, Eli, why are you dressed like a cop? What are you doing?
God, we never should have bought our son that Paw Patrol costume.
Because you're trying to goad my wife into the illegal and seedy world. Betting.
Eli, sports betting, it's not illegal.
Oh, sure. If you don't mind having your credit card stolen by a spy site in Yemen that disappears with all your money.
Yemen is a weird poll.
Yeah, agreed. So, look, Eli, I know when we were growing up, sports betting was just for Vegas, but now you can bet on sports safely and legally with DraftKings.
No dark web needed?
No dark web needed.
There's not.
Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code GAM. That's code GAM for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. Crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for gambling. Call 888-789-7777. or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
Wow, Heath, thanks. All right. I guess you're not under arrest after all.
Yeah, plus those cuffs are plastic and don't open.
I was gonna ask you to pretend.
Got it. Yep. And we're back. And we're going to start off with a very long intro segment with disembodied doll heads and a creepy music box orchestra.
Yeah, an orchestra done on one of those like vintage keyboards, because it was not an actual orchestra. It was a vintage keyboard playing orchestra sounds, and then my sons Melissa and Doug Glockenspiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found this very scary. I'm scared of dolls.
Oh.
Dolls kind of just terrify me.
You see, I played with some of the kids because I have the heart of a child.
So, well, I did not, and I don't have the heart of a child.
You've never been a child.
But I will say, I had a personal evolution over the course of this movie.
Oh.
So, I started in a bad place for dolls, and they really grew on me.
And you ended in a good place.
Yeah.
What happened to me at this point was I was watching it on my computer screen, and I looked up and I see a fly like walk over one of the doll's faces, and I thought, oh yeah, they're being really creepy about it. But then the fly flew off my computer screen into my face and gave me a giant fucking pop
Yeah, you
scare.
got the 5D experience.
So, yeah, I was like, whoa, okay, maybe this is a good movie. It turns out I was not disappointed. I thought I was gonna be. It was a good movie.
Now, I will say, for my experience of this credit sequence, they have like normal doll, normal doll, normal doll, normal doll, and then they have one fucking fat doll.
It's the meme. It's the meme girl.
Yes.
Running away? The running away with a stick of butter girl? It's that doll.
Fat doll rules. I want him. I want him in my house. I want him on my porch to greet trick-or-treaters.
Absolutely.
And then, for a second, fat doll was the theme, and then they had a normal one again, and I lost interest.
Okay, I wanted to know about the meme with the girl running by the bottom. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. See how much you miss out on him?
Just grabbing a stick of butter loose and running away with it, being like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's great because it's a memes of grabbing everything. Like grabbing a twisted tea and running away, grabbing the fucking, whatever, grabbing Moo Dang and running away. It's been memed.
Yeah. I like the energy of that.
Yeah, it's a really good energy.
So now it's time to get into the movie proper. So we're gonna see some kids almost get hit by a car, and then we smash cut to the interior where we're gonna meet the main characters of our movie, Bad Mom and Dad and Judy, their daughter.
These punks, these girls who are singing in the field and almost get hit by the car, they are like the quintessential little baby Anna, idolized, wanted to be these punks growing up in tiny small town Hippieville, USA.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like if your boomer dad had to draw Madonna. That's how these two actors are dressed.
The 80s were pretty fun in terms of what people were wearing.
Absolutely.
Also, I found the stepmom, we're going to learn, Rosemary, to be an interesting choice in terms of costuming.
Yes.
So, we're in the 80s. I don't remember moms dressing like fortune teller flappers from the 20s, but that's what Rosemary's doing.
Okay, she has a hair story because she's doing like a little Edie from Grey Gardens sort of like headscarf thing.
Yeah.
Also, this actress, can I say, just looks spitting image of Pearl from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched
there's a lot of that
season. She looks almost exactly like Pearl, like kind of dead in the eyes, sort of like thing. The pouty lip, it's like on point. She's serving Cruella de Vil realness.
Absolutely, yes. This is the Cruella de Vil prequel. Don't let Disney fool you with that weird Emma Stone movie. This is the one that actually predates it. Also, I don't know why. I think it was because they put Judy in a wig that was very obviously not her hair. Judy, the little girl, looks like a little boy in a wig the whole time. Like there was a miscasting, and they were like, damn it, we named the character Judy. And they were like, it's fine, we got plenty of dolls. We'll just cut the top off one of their heads and put it on this kid. You don't mind, do you, son? And he's like, no.
Okay, also, small detail. Judy is pretending to read Hansel and Gretel in the back seat.
Oh.
And we see that.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, so I think this movie was very much based on Hansel and Gretel, but they don't really know what that book /story was about.
Yeah, do they mean cannibalism? Do they mean
Witches.
getting
there's-
lost in the woods?
The movie throws in witches at the end.
It does come back, you guys. It comes back in a major way.
Okay.
Hansel and Gretel specifically.
And Hansel and Gretel is about bad parenting, and we get two very bad parents here.
And there's
That
a
is
boy and a girl,
Yeah.
and they save each other.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel is
Oh,
about
hey,
two
you know
parents
what?
who try to murder their kids because there's a
Famine, right? Isn't that the beginning of that story? It's one of the versions, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it goes.
So they drive for a little bit. They almost
Hit those teens, and then their car runs out of gas. I don't know. It starts raining, and then their car stops.
Yeah.
It runs really hard into the rain, like physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I expected the rain to be like in the road when they got out, clutching its ankle and telling it was gonna sue them.
I'm gonna need your information. I'm water.
I will say this, it immediately stopped raining the second that guy got out of the car.
Yeah.
The whole setup here is that it's storming too hard, but then the minute they get out of the car, it's not raining. Not only is it not raining, it's not even wet.
No. And they're stuck in the mud
Yeah.
from all the rain.
He kicks the car, but this is an 80s car when all cars were the size of a fucking tank and had no seatbelts, so it does nothing.
Also, wait, it is also
Yay.
it's a British car though, because she is driving and she
5
is on
more.
the right side. I don't know if you guys talked about that, but a full-on American accent, so we have no idea where the fuck we are.
Yes, these are apparently Bostonians on vacation somewhere in England, I guess, after all the accents sort of measure out. I think that's what we're supposed to be thinking.
Sure.
They're all American actors doing British accents, to be clear, but yeah.
Quite badly.
Yeah. This is also where we establish relationship dynamics. Judy gets out of the car and Rosemary's like, do the thing. And she's like, you're not my mother. And then they actually have to go through it and be like, you're right. I'm not your mother. I'm just married to your father who recently divorced your mother. And she was like, I think she got it when I just did the you're not my mother, right? And I wrote in my notes, hey, for the younger members of our audience, this is the relationship that all your millennial friends grew up in. So just be nice to us is what I'm saying. Be nice.
Yeah, they do not like Judy.
My parents loved each other. Just me? Cool.
Check your parents loved each other privilege.
I don't know. You'll get to know about my parents later in the movie.
Right, yes. And because this is a horror movie and everyone must always make this choice, they're gonna walk to the spooky house they see down the road to ask for some help. But they're broken down. Oh my god, I'm so bored.
The similarities between this movie and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yo, I got a 10. Yes.
Very much.
Oh, I didn't get 2.
We saw the punks earlier, so it was already.
I didn't get 2, but I got
taking that
1.
kinda like
I got
vibe,
1.
and then
Let's fucking go.
some
I can't even wield it right now
characters
because of
opened the
bird.
door for them.
Yeah, Frankenfurter's castle is down the block. It's actually just a block full of castles with various kinks, and this is the dolls one.
All right.
If they played this movie
Sweet.
at a local
Okay.
theater on a regular basis with like costumes
I'd
and
dress
everything, I
up.
would go.
Well, there
I
you
would
go.
Absolutely dress up.
Absolutely.
And my
No, I mean I can just stop right now, but I think I'll go for an actual 100 because then I could get 2.
Absolutely giant teddy bear.
Giant teddy bear, yes. So what we get here is a sequence where Rosemary, that's the stepmom, the wicked stepmother, if you will.
I can't believe I finally got one.
Bear is slowing the little girl down.
7,000 in. I got a 1 in 10,000 drop.
She's
carrying her
7.6 thousand.
But because Rosemary
Man, I wish I got
established
2.
herself as a villain, pushes the bear into the
I wish I
woods.
had got 2.
And then we get an absolutely
So close.
bizarre sequence where a guy in a teddy bear suit
I think I put this in
lumbers out
here.
of the woods, but then
No?
Giant
No, I
teddy
can't do
bear,
that.
like
Yeah.
taller than them. Established that is way taller than the adults.
and then a monster bear bursts out of the bear suit costume and
Man, I wish I had got 2. That would have been so
And the
nice.
father.
right, but it's just in Judy's imagination.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It mauls the father and the stepmom, and then it turns to the camera and Judy's like, "Oh, big bear, big Teddy, why would you do that?" And the bear literally is like, "Hey."
He does an ain't I a stinker shrug.
What are you
What
He
are
gonna
does
do?
an ain't I a stinker shrug, and it's pretty fantastic.
He's the Carl the Pug-a-Pegacorn vibes character.
100%. In this people in their podcastiverse, whatever they have, he's their Carl the Pug-a-Pegacorn for sure. But Judy wakes up from her daydreams where her father and stepmother are viciously mauled. Not great.
Okay,
And it's
that's
time for
crazy.
them
I
to
got one
head to
right
the
at the end there.
So they get inside this basement, right? They're in this spooky basement, and there's spooky dolls all over the place. Dad falls into a pile of suitcases like he's a vaudeville.
A pile of empty boxes, actually.
Yeah, it's just totally
Yeah,
weird.
another pearl.
Totally weird. And that, of course, like,
Come
gives
on,
the
keep it coming,
owners
keep it
of the
coming.
house, he's there with a shotgun. A shotgun he will not use for the rest of the movie, which is very odd to me.
Yeah, this couple looks like American Gothic, but done by the American Girl Doll Company.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim Burton's version of American
Yeah,
Gothic.
he's got like a smoking jacket on. They're like kind of fancy, kind of weird, mysterious British couple. But yes, American Gothic in terms of the vibe for sure.
But they've got like rouge on their faces.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's got very school play vibes. They're American Gothic done by your local middle school.
Yes.
So they follow them upstairs.
And wait. There is, and this is something that really pissed me off. There is a straight up suit of armor on the way upstairs. There's a straight up whole ass suit of armor. The girl even stops and looks at it, like establishing there's a suit of armor here. And I was like, oh fuck yes, this is gonna come back. I can imagine like Chaperone from the VMA's doll is just gonna come out and like fucking slay the monster or whatever. Never fucking comes back. Never.
Yeah, we watched Judy be like, a suit of armor, I noted to myself. Fuck you, Anna, this will not come back later.
Will not come back, much like every other thing that is noted in the movie. But this is where we establish what's going to be the main conflict between Judy and her parents, which is that Judy has an imagination. Now, to be clear, Judy will never say a thing that's not true, right? Now, what you would do is if you knew how to make movies, you would have Judy, like, tell a silly lie or make up a story, and then in this establishing scene, the parents would be like, sorry, she's got a wild imagination. But instead, she's like, it's pretty dark in her, and her parents are like, sorry, she is such a drama queen.
What a cunt.
6-year-olds, am I right?
Do you think the teddy bear actually attacked them, maybe? And it wasn't a daydream? Because she's going to be like seeing real stuff that seems imaginary but isn't.
Yeah, the rest of the movie retcons in the idea that the bear was real.
I mean, the bear murdered both the parents, and then they were fine.
And they are alive for the rest of the film, so those pieces don't seem
Well, it
to
was
come
like a
together.
body slam. I don't know if it was a murder.
No,
Was it a murder?
there was blood. There was a lot of blood. Like it ate the face off. Honestly, it reminded me a lot of the. You guys remember the Fat Bear Week bear who literally ate one of the other bears this year?
Ate an entire other bear?
You also don't
Did
know about
he ate
Fat
one
Bear
of the
Week?
other fat bears? Yeah.
There's a week for that?
There's
That's
a Fat
awesome.
Bear Week. Oh my
He's one of
god!
the last week you didn't know about aftercare, and this week you don't know about
Oh
Fat
my
Bear
God.
Week.
I'm learning so much. This is great.
I don't know what I'm more disappointed in, Heath.
Pebble me.
But yeah, so I pebble you all the time. so they wander through the house, and their house is full of dolls, and these people are doll makers. Now, let me explain.
The guy says the house gets clammy when it rains. The permission to obliterate the term clammy from existence.
Yeah, definitely when describing a home,
A
don't put
house?
it in your
One more.
fucking Zillow listing.
Like I can smell that. That sucks. That
Yeah,
sucks
no,
a lot.
that's bad vibes. Bad vibes all the way.
Whammy but charming.
So they're walking through the house, right, and they know that there's dolls everywhere, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we're doll makers. And again, for the younger members of our audience, there really did used to be just weird doll people. Like, it wasn't necessarily a horror movie premise. Like, one cousin/aunt, you'd just walk in one day and they'd be like, it's about this now. And you'd be like, sure, I guess. Why not? So, it will be a horror movie premise in this case, but, it didn't have to be, is what I'm saying. It didn't have to be. So they walk them through the house. They pass by a door that's got weird giggling noises.
Yeah, he says, what's behind that door? Or she says, what's behind that door? And it's like, oh yes, that's where we keep our gremlins. It's the sound of the mix. It's like the...
Yeah.
I wanted to see a gremlin room. That sounds
I know,
Yeah, that
right?
would have been awesome, yeah. But eventually they make it into the kitchen, right, where they have this very weird, very poetic, metaphorical conversation about storms, which Judy, the little girl, will spend the rest of the movie taking
The hench is
literally.
tense.
Right, so one of the lines that the old man says here, he's like, we love storms. It's like
Is that a
night
Rickus
that
Rick?
never ends. And throughout the rest of the movie,
Reference?
Judy will be like, yeah, it's because it's
Ah, finally have 100.
series
We
of
did it!
like,
Woo!
old guy.
Those
That's
old
that-
puppet people speak poetically.
This took
That's just
so
the thing they
long.
do.
This took
No,
so
night's never
long.
gonna end.
No, it will. It
I'd
will,
say
but
at
it's just
least-
that, they talk like that
10 or
do
12
enjoy
hours.
Storm, though. I kind of like that poetic language.
I also think
And I
it's
have
cozy.
others I want to
cozy,
go
so
for.
cozy.
Exactly.
Luckily,
unless your
I got
house
the
is
golden
clammy.
tench
Obviously,
right.
Yeah, they're not in a clammy
Right.
house. Can I give this
Right.
controversial hot take? Storms are cozier
At the end.
if you believe other people are outside uncomfortable.
Without an umbrella.
Yeah?
Schadenfreude.
Oh, this is storms are about Schadenfreude to you.
Yeah, I become diametrically more cozy by how uncozy someone else is. There's a
Right, this is
Milton
big.
joke here, but we're recording this on Thursday night, and we don't know how bad the
Oh,
damage was yet, so I'm gonna
God.
go ahead and not make it. But I just want you, podcast listener, to know if Milton turns out to not be a really damaging and deadly force, I would have made it Milton.
Then do not imagine Eli just covered in blankets, steepling his fingers.
What's up, Mobile?
Just watching
so
CNN.
Yeah, woo! And got a golden fishy. Yeah, I have an extra one in my bank. I'm gonna keep. So I'm gonna trade this one
You're
in.
like, look at me inside the housing
Probably.
that I own.
I don't know. Right now, I don't want to do it right now. Here's the thing. So we got the fly fishing and the barbarian fishing rod for 120, 150.
I don't watch Cops anymore.
I don't believe you.
Not anymore.
I think you're lying.
I'm just gonna get the.
Moved
I'm just gonna
I've
get the one
gotten
right
stronger. Now,
Anna, is he lying?
He doesn't watch any of that shit in front of Max, let's be honest.
As far as you know.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
my secret cop stats.
Yay!
Only on airplanes.
I'm a fishing god.
Also where we learn American Gothic, the couple's names.
Look at me.
Gabriel and she's Hillary. I wrote in my notes, I'm Gabriel, this is Hillary. You should have voted for her.
Woo!
Yeah, they
All right.
immediately, as soon as a new character comes on stage, they're like, oh, and this is blank, blah, 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 blah.
So here's the
And
thing,
this-
okay?
This is his whole backstory.
Yeah.
They're very intense about naming characters.
They've only got an hour and 15 minutes of movie. We're just shouting out names as soon as we hit the scene. That's the rules.
Absolutely.
They also aim for foreboding and miss in this
Here's what I
scene
wanna
in a
talk
way that
about.
I really love. At one point, the old guy's like, Storms helped me with my work. And the husband jokes, what's that, witchcraft? And he goes, close, doll making. And I wrote in my notes, I don't think it's close unless you are an evil doll maker, man.
I think that's
don't
right.
think most-
I think that's right. But yeah, Gabriel and I guess his wife too, they're
Hillary.
They're doll makers, toy makers. And he gives Judy a doll. He gives her a Mr. Punch doll.
Mr. Punch.
Because, you know, Punch and Judy.
Who has his own theme music.
And that was like what they wrote this whole thing around. But to be clear, tell me if I'm right. Is this me reading into this too much? This guy, Gabriel, and his wife, Hillary, they're fucking.
So yeah, I already have
bucks,
attention
right?
here.
Like that's
Oh,
what's
they
happening.
get
Okay. fucking the puppets.
freaky in this, and
Okay.
there is a lot of
Got the hammer.
there's a lot of evidence that they get
Yeah,
freaky. These
Real
guys.
upside
Put the
down.
mask in
They're
here.
a toy
energy
maker, if you know what I'm
throughout,
talking
yeah.
about.
Okay, yeah, important to notice that in life. Like, no judgment.
So there's the
Fuckers
oily
are
rod and the regular
delightful,
rod.
But you like know what you're getting into, right?
Spots.
If he's gonna
It's really
get
not that important, but if I
knows
wanted to
that
be like
the
a full out
dolls can, like,
fucking
move around and
stacker,
like,
I'd
she's
want
about to learn a lot
4
of
rods. I'd
misogynistic
want 2 of the
jokes
the
real
first
quick.
one. So
I
I'm
know you
considering
guys have
using
gone back
that
to Punch and Judy,
golden
but it's
tench
gonna get
and
rough.
turning it in
Not
for
great.
another one,
Yeah,
but
for the
I'm not
younger
gonna do that right
people in
now.
our audience, I mean,
I'm gonna hold on to
we
this
weren't alive
tench,
for
and we're
this,
just
but
gonna
there
we're
used
gonna
to
talk
be a
about it
whole
another day.
comedy
But
angle.
yeah.
Anybody who isn't from the 1200s, Eli's got
Yeah,
some
exactly. In
information
case
for you.
in case you've read a book that wasn't printed on a scroll.
It still happens. These things still happen. It's just a Punch and Judy is like the original sitcom. It's two people who hate each other and just beat each other up the entire time. The whole thing is like
Yeah, they would actually beat each other
yeah,
up. So, yeah.
with a bat, and he's got a little bat.
He does. He has a little bat. Spoiler alert, it's going to matter.
It is.
Oh, also, we have to talk about the suit.
Yes, thank you.
Hillary is making what appears to be gray snow.
Pond water?
Yeah, but also like glowering at everybody and cackling evilly as she's like human stew is what's happening here.
Yeah,
For sure.
it looks like
yeah.
there's algae growing up. Like I was surprised there wasn't a frog just jumping out of it.
Yeah, the
We're
fact
like,
that nobody turns into a werewolf after drinking this stuff is a real inconsistency in form.
I did enjoy their china though. She serves it on a nice
sure.
china.
Nice china. And the 80s were all about waiting for guests to serve on your nice china. So this was a big day for her as well.
Full of lead. It's fine though.
So now all the rest of the characters are going to burst into the movie because we don't have time to establish all this shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. A punk smashes through the window,
Yeah.
and we get to my best verse, which is
Very
best
cool.
verse accident reveal. The punk from earlier, one of the punks from earlier, smashes through the window and says, and I quote, "Jesus, Oh, file my choice.
Yep.
Oh, no.
It is waiting for Guffman levels of.
Truly. Yeah, it is Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins, but Bert has fallen on hard times and turned to sex work. That is what he's going
It's a
for.
rough accent. British actors are a thing that exists. Like, you're allowed
I've
to hire.
heard they have them. I heard
This
there's
was
one or
shot in
two.
Italy, which is closer even to where those British actors generally are. I was surprised.
But all the actors are American, and you know this because they speak in American accents. Even the ones that are supposed to be living in this house. Like, they do the sort of Princess Leia of accent going in and out and in and out. But, like, she's the old. She had one thing she stuck to.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
had one method, and it was.
Yeah, she had one method, and it
Cool.
was.
Nye.
Okay, this accent was so bad. I'll be honest, when she first burst in and said what Anna just said, I was like, is this the real mom from Boston doing a Cecil accent? No.
Truly. But so this is the two girls. I don't know if they get names. Their names won't matter.
Oh, they get names. Everybody gets names. The second they appear, they're, by the way, I'm Isabel, and this is Enid. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's
Isabel
I'm
and
Judy,
Enid.
and I'm David, and I'm Rosemary. And I'm
Right.
like, they go around the room every single time.
But they got a ride from Ralph,
Oh,
who will
Ralph.
be our protagonist. Ralph is Timu Sean Astin, as Anna has him in her notes.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Timu Sean Astin. And honestly, putting on the full Samwise Gamgee charm, like,
Interesting.
Ralph's awesome.
Ralph is hot.
I agree. Yeah,
Huh.
he's got like
Don't love it.
early dad bod going on in a good way
Yes.
for sure.
In a
Great
very
vibes.
good way.
He's also an idiot.
Yes, he is also
But
an idiot.
he has childlike wonderment in an idiot way, which is charming, and that's kind of a big deal in
Yeah.
terms of the.
Oh, man, you can't empty it from the-
That I was saying was important earlier.
And he is the only one who also understands, oh, I'm in a horror movie, and this is not right. This is weird.
That's true. Yeah. No, he is aware that he's in a horror movie. All right. So now it's time for everyone to head up to bed, which I think is weird because they don't do the establishing scene where the person's like, it's too late for you to head out tonight, right? Usually they have like a one-liner where the spooky ghost person says like, you'll never get through this rain and fog. But instead they're just like, well, it's a horror movie. We should all separate into
I think
our
we all
various
agree it's cold
rooms."
outside. Let's go
Yeah,
upstairs. This
let's
will be
go
great.
upstairs.
Yeah.
In a room. And Judy, speaking of you sort of breaking that fourth wall, Judy stops Ralph on the way up the stairs and is like, hey, Ralph, are we
In a horror movie?
very clearly in a horror movie?
You seem like a reasonable adult and won't like to try to threaten to slap me or something.
Yeah. Also, they have this great moment where they're showing everyone to their rooms, and every time they open the door, it's just a different room full of dolls, and you can see the mom and dad trying to find a politically correct way to ask, do you have a room that isn't filled with dolls?
Oh, and all the beds are like those two twins that are pushed together. Fucking hate those things. They do not act like a normal.
It's the worst.
Like
yeah.
it's the worst. Someone's always falling down the crack. Honestly, that's the worst thing.
It keeps you in your zone.
No.
No.
Awful.
When you want to do the cuddle, you get on the same one. But then when you want to be in zone, the zone.
No, if you want to get a cuddle, you try to get on the same one, and one person falls through the gap between the other person off the bed.
You could color yourself on a twin bed.
I cuddle myself all the time. Doing it right now.
Not on a twin bed.
That's true. I have a double right behind me.
Exactly, yeah. Use it as it sounds. So yeah, he puts the punks in their room, he puts the parents in their room, and now he brings Ralph and Judy downstairs. Now, let me clarify something for you all, podcast listener. He brings Ralph and Judy downstairs to show them his workshop. I spent the next 8 minutes of the movie being like, are Ralph and Judy staying in the same room?
Me too.
Yeah,
I was like,
it felt
this
like
is
that's
not
what was
right.
happening.
Yeah.
They don't, which was
They
good,
don't.
but
But it is weird.
clarify fast.
Weird behavior to be like, I'm going to, so your parents are going to go here, and the teenagers are going to here, and you two, I'm going to show you my stuff.
You're in the honeymoon suite, if you know what I mean. So, no, they're in the workshop, and Ralph is fascinated by these dolls, because again, he has the heart of a child. The problem is, everyone else is in a horror movie, and Ralph is in the foreground playing with dolls throughout this scene. So they're doing spooky exposition. I'm so glad you've joined us. And Ralph is just in mid-screen being like,
Yeah, and during this, it's kind of cut between back in the rooms where the two punks are like smoking and being like, oh, and we're gonna steal his wallet tonight when he all goes to sleep and stuff like that. Fucking putting a boombox on the thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
So I liked the big speech we get. Ralph's fucking sucked about these toys. He's doing noises. And then he stops and he gives a long speech, beautiful speech about the joy and wonder of little toys that aren't mass produced. And Gabriel, who is a doll maker, is loving it. This guy is erect behind Ralph.
It's me yes-anding a problematic Uber driver is what he's doing. It's just like, oh, yeah, totally, man, absolutely. You know what? Here's fine. In the middle of the bridge. Yeah, no, this is good. I can walk from here. So now Hillary's gonna come into the punk's room, right, and makeup shame them?
Well, honestly, she does it in a really nice way. She's just like, oh, I don't know what that is. I assumed you wanted to wash it off your face. Please, dear God, take a shower. You smell like wet coffins. But, like, she does it so nicely, and they're like, it's good makeup, don't tell me what to do, Mom. And it's kind of wild, the reaction that she gets from them, because she's being really nice about it.
Yeah, I think this was a moment of...
You ever notice the covering on this bridge?
Interesting.
Yeah. So
You ever notice some of these buildings are like 3 stories tall?
A lot like doll makeup, and we see close-ups.
They look cool, huh?
We get close-ups of both, actually. And I was like, this is interesting. They're talking about humanity in a very important way. I think we can learn from this movie.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
my goodness.
Aren't we all wearing a mask in some sense?
What the fuck?
Thank you.
What is going on? Did you see that master, that hound that was marked with a fucking the like siren from? Did you see that? That was so weird. I don't even know how to describe that.
This movie will occasionally
That hellhound was marked, and it had the fishing symbol from aerial fishing.
But it's like you're at a fucking fiddle festival and someone has
Okay.
halted the conversation.
Oh, this is the word antique thing?
Antique,
Yeah.
right? So the British girl says antiques wrong. She calls them antiques.
Sorry, not antique. Antiques.
Right.
Right.
And then the other actor's like, you mean antiques? And she's like, antiques. And she's like, so you can't hear? Is it a hearing thing? Again, like, it is played for laughs, but in the middle of a horror movie. I have no idea why they ham-fistedly stuffed this joke into the scene. Because again, it completely kills the momentum, right? The entire scene has to stop and turn to her and go, yes, you did pronounce that
Well, the
word.
dog's there still, but he's not marked anymore.
Can we
That was
move
weird.
on? She's like,
I think maybe they were just establishing, you know, the societal condition of class warfare here between the less wealthy punk generation and the older mansion established generation.
each was
Yo, what
the
up,
first
C?
podcast. And the first one was
CG
no
says,
doing a bunch of mushrooms and reading Theory of a Thousand
has
Pages
anyone ever
before
bought an
episode
account
19.
and
I
not
feel like you have
been
broken
scammed?
alcohol.
I did a microdose. So, the point is that the two punk ladies are
Oh my god, dude.
all the anti-Qs.
There's 700 mil bank.
Their original plan was to, like, steal Sean Astin's wallet
Took
or
you 10
whatever,
years,
but now they're
yeah.
like, oh, we could just, like, steal a bunch of expensive stuff from the house.
Oh yeah. We can just get,
Got
like,
hacked
the
and then hackers got your
candlesticks and
account,
whatever.
man. Dude, that's so
And now
rough.
the plan is
I'm so sorry to hear
we're
that,
gonna
man.
Turn the radio on that we brought in our tiny little bag, paper bag store. Turn it like punk music playing. What this movie?
I don't
is,
buy
punk
accounts,
music
bro.
is guitar.
I'd never.
And no one will hear us. We'll sneak out, and nobody will know we've gone. Says the girl that is wearing so many chains and bangles that like it clinks every time she blinks. Like it
It's a lot.
you can hear it in the
It's a lot.
Foley. The mic pick it up. It's like every time she moves an arm.
All right, well, we've got two
Time to
teams,
start a new account.
two very
You know what? The
talented
most fun part is
parents,
honestly
a little girl,
like
an
doing
adorable
things like
man-boy Sean Astin,
the new, like the early part of the game.
two old puppet fuckers who definitely swing.
Trust me, it's more fun playing early game, bro. Just make a new
And then we're
account.
back with more
You'll have a lot of fun.
dolls.
Since now with all your knowledge, like going through the early game will be effortless and it'll be more fun and you'll like find a lot of fun ways to get through it.
Wow. I'm sure of a lot of time.
Getting levels is always more fun from the early game because it's like it happens all the time. It's like yay! It's like a little dopamine rush every time, you know.
Nice.
I find so few people these days have the heart of a child, I mean.
Sure. Yeah.
So many people are busy racing about. There is no time for wonder, joy, and sense.
Totally, yeah. Okay, this guy is a nutbag. He feels like a right-wing.
I think you just like
Yes, times were different back then. Simpler, better.
You might say great again.
Or maybe you just appreciate
Yes, the joy of a child. So I suppose you think I'm a real softy, don't you?
Softy. Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
Either of you got some Chinese blood? You seem sneaky.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Gotcha. All right, you guys ready for the next ad?
Totally.
All right, Anna, your lines are right up at the top.
All right, okay. Hey there, I'm Anna Bosnick, a bodacious babe, and there's nothing we babes like the big bulky muscles. Eli, what is this?
Oh, this is an ad for Fitbod. It's this really cool fitness app, and I heard we could, like, shame people into downloading it using your feminine lines.
Ooh, say shredded.
Yes, shredded is a good thing that you want.
Yoked.
Guys, with Fitbod, we don't need any of that hyped up crap. Fitbod creates a personalized workout routine based on your goals, fitness level, and available equipment.
So it's all
like
good.
a
Maybe I'll
personal
turn my
trainer,
character
but
into a
better.
man.
It's cheaper and easier to build a
Just
custom
has
fitness
only
plan that works
35
for
plus
you.
points compared to
So
my
we
main
don't need
opponent
to
guy with
ask for
200 plus
tickets
points.
to the gun show?
No, we do not.
All right. So, how do we sign up?
Yeah, the
Log
early game
in
is
and
fun.
stay focused. Join
Sucks that you're
Fitbod
finally
today
able to
get your
do
personalized
in-game stuff.
workout
I've been
plan.
playing for so long, it
Get
took forever to get there.
25% off your subscription or try the app.
Sucks, dude.
7
Yeah,
days
man, sorry to hear all that.
/GAM. That's fitbod.me/GAM.
All right, thanks. Oh, but before we finish the ad, will you say this one down here? This line?
I can't resist a man with a blitzing butt.
Nice, thanks.
Blitzing?
That's me.
Yeah, man.
Jealous.
Yeah, you are.
Not blitzing.
And we're back. When we left off, Isabel and Enid, the punks, were planning a big anti-Q heist. And now we're back with Gabriel, who's taking movies to their respective rooms.
Yeah, thank God they have separate rooms.
All of our notes at this point are just excited that they're in
Oh,
separate
thank God.
rooms. Also, the ad break. I know that he talked about him getting big and run. I know, it's not related to the movie, but I do have to speak on it.
How did that happen?
YouTube Wendy's breakfast burrito ad. They showed the ad for the breakfast burrito, and you watch this ad. And
Oh no, I actually had it recently.
What is going on?
Is it good? No?
Not good.
What?
No, it's not very good.
Get their honey biscuit chicken.
What the hell just happened to me?
The important thing about this ad is that during it, one of the guys takes a bite out of the side of the breakfast burrito.
What? Murder.
Out of the side.
the
And I
hell?
not.
truly was not paying attention for the next 15 minutes of the movie. I was just like, why wouldn't someone incorporate that?
He took the wrong bite, you mean?
Yes.
Like the correct bite was.
I want you to
somewhere
imagine
else?
holding it in between your hands, one hand on either end of the burrito.
Oh,
And he
no.
bites into it like a sandwich. Yes, exactly like a sandwich.
War crime.
Literal
Yeah.
war crime. Yes.
Get out of here. Also, make large amounts of those breakfast potatoes and sell them later in the day. They're really good.
Okay, the potatoes are good.
The breakfast potatoes.
I love a junior bacon cheeseburger. Give me some breakfast potatoes with it
No.
all day. That sounds amazing.
Instead of those fries, fuck those fries.
Yeah.
Get the potatoes all day long.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Know your role. You're not a fries place. It's true.
Yeah.
CG.
Not a
Sorry
fries
about your
place.
account, man.
I know I'm not writing any jokes right
Every day
now
at
or
work.
saying any jokes, but it's because I'm screenshotting. I found the commercial and I'm screenshotting it and I'm putting it into our chat.
I'm not
because I
looking at
feel
that.
like you have to.
I will be
You have to, so I'm
angry
not
I'm gonna look
alone.
at it.
for
I'm gonna look
weeks.
at
You
it.
have to.
I'm
I
gonna
put it in our Facebook chat.
Keith,
You
I'm
need
gonna
to
look at it and I'm going to describe it to you.
I hate this.
Oh God, murder
I
me.
hate this.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God.
They zoom in on it.
They show you the after effects. I'm doing a second one too.
Why are you doing another? I don't want to see any more of this.
You need to see the after effects.
This is
it's like the
awful.
Holocaust.
God, Eli's gonna just do this now. He's gonna take wrong bites as like a bit forever.
Just the
I
whole
hate it.
thing. It's just that's all I do at live shows.
Eli, the next time I eat pizza, I'm going to take a bite of the side of it. Or the crust first. I'm going to eat it crust first. In front of you.
I do pizza in concentric circles.
What?
Yeah. So
Like an apple?
I go well yeah, kind of
cartoon
kind of
mouse.
like a cartoon mouse and an apple. But I go in like a human being and do the front tip. But then I'll go like off the corner, off one side of the crust / a little bit of the regular part, and then the other side.
The whole crust.
Oh, you go the belt sander method.
I go belt
so you're
sander,
like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's a good way to do it.
Oh, wow.
So now we cut upstairs to the parents. She's complaining about the place that they're staying in. Again, she keeps saying things like, nice vacation you booked us, or the wine tastes musty, but like, this is a place they're sheltering where their car has broken down. I don't understand why she keeps complaining like he had some hand in the planning of it. She might as well be like, it's not a very nice horror movie you got us into.
Okay, if you're eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's square, are you going on like a side edge or a corner first?
I don't know how I would repair. I don't know. How would it pair with my carafe of bed wine that they're drinking in the
That's
scene?
an important
Because
question.
That is an important. Like,
I'd want like
I want
a nice like Pinot Noir. I feel like with a PB&J.
Sure. I would like my musty bed wine with, I think, the center first, like the center bite first of the peanut butter, like full peanut butter jelly, no crust. Yeah.
Wait, you'd bite from the top of the sandwich down into the middle of it?
No. Oh, I thought this was sliced in half. This is not sliced in half.
Oh, imagine it either way.
I don't know what dimensional
Square.
imagery
No,
you
it's
just
not
got.
sliced in half.
Did you imagine my wife like plummeting into a sandwich?
Yeah, like a drill press almost.
Bethesda Mercury.
I described it as a square, so it's not cut. Imagine it's not cut.
You're eating sandwiches that aren't cut?
I cut it.
PB&Js that aren't cut in half?
Because I'm an adult.
That's just an extra step you're adding to the whole process. I want
No.
to start eating.
Are you an early English peasant where they gave us 2 loaves of bread and I done smashed them together and this is what I get this morning. I does.
Do you cut diagonal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not like against that. It's just adding a step. I feel like you're making it harder than it has to be.
Honestly, diagonal or straight across. I don't give a shit.
Hey, you know what would be even easier? Why don't you just take the sandwich and roll it between your hands into a
I've
ball
done that.
and then stuff the ball into your
Okay.
mouth and just force your jaw to close?
I know you try to do this as the extreme example, but I've
Exercise bands.
literally done this.
Do you wait,
I call it pill mode.
I believe you.
Yeah.
do you just slap the thing on both sides and then just eat it over the sink?
Yes.
Sadly?
Happily.
Without dirtying a plate too?
I do it happily, but yes, otherwise.
That is
Just picturing he's leaning over his sink, eating cereal out of the box, being like brushing it.
I'm gonna blow your mind. If you take that one little step to cut it in half,
Okay.
then you get that perfect first bite
Down the middle.
right down the middle,
Down
right
the
in the
middle.
center.
I feel like
it's
you're-
the
but
reason
then-
people love. Wait, no, Pete.
The ratio
people love
is
that
getting-
so much that they created Uncrustables, so that you can make that ratio for every single bite.
Oh, is Uncrustables basically like that bite throughout? That's the idea?
Exactly.
The
It's basically
scientific answer.
someone
That is a
instead
pretty
of
good
cutting it in half, took a cookie cutter and just
geometrical
did
answer.
just the middle. What I was saying, and to bring it back to the carafe of bed wine that these two are drinking, if they were to pair it with a sandwich, their musty carafe of bed wine would go best with that center bite.
Okay. I will agree with that. I would want like a savory sandwich, like a liverwurst, maybe?
We weren't talking about savory sandwiches, Heathleton.
Like a pate?
And either way, you gotta cut it in half and get that center bite first. It takes one more step, and you get the best first bite.
Knowing you're gonna fold it into a fucking dim sum bun and then lower it into your mouth like Jaws approaching a young maiden. So
Just lube up your mouth. and
yeah,
just-
exactly. Just fucking Nathan's famous hot dog contest over here.
These are terrible examples if you're trying to talk me out of something.
Perma competing.
Joey Chestnut, American Hero.
American Hero.
American Hero,
Changed the
absolutely.
game. Works for Impossible Dogs now.
Yeah, he's got his own brand of mustard. He's crushing it. So there's a movie.
Yeah.
So there's this movie.
So there's a movie. Anyways, it's time for some straight up doll murdering. Finally, we're like,
yes.
I'm not kidding, 30 minutes into this hour and 14-minute movie, and we're gonna get our first doll murder.
I'm sorry, we have to skip back 1 second.
Please.
Because they do.
Alright,
they do
man.
the
I'm just
couple
gonna be
sitting in
fishing
bed.
forever, dude. It's gonna
She's
be
got her
boring
hair
as hell.
covered
So
'cause
thanks
some
for
reason
watching,
she's
y'all.
showing her hair, and they're drinking the wine, and then it cuts to
I got the fishing rod. Pearl fishing rod is acquired.
And she's
One more
talking,
collection
she's
for the
reading to Punch.
log. We're at
She's reading about the point where
660.
the witch has Hansel in the cage.
Getting up
and
there.
she has
700
him stick
for
his finger
4th
out
tier.
every day to test how plump you're
Alright, y'all.
getting.
Keep it real.
And that will come back.
Thanks
and
for watching.
That is why Hansel and Gretel is the book.
This is
Boble
good
says,
writing. I
later,
didn't
bro.
notice that.
Later.
It's a good movie. You
Thanks
guys
for
know
tuning
what
in.
movie. It's